Bam. Oh, this one goes pretty good. Better get my net. Getting started here, guys. I'm back on Kerr Lake today. Wow, this is a nice fish. Oops. And I done the same thing I said I wasn't going to do last time. I left my hatch stick up back there. I got to cut my batteries when I put my boat in the water, guys. First thing I got to do, that is nice, is cut my batteries on. I got switches for accessories and trolling motor. So when I do that, sometimes I don't put that little handle back down like you should. The net wants to catch on it. You think you'd learn, right? Y'all keep doing stuff like that and go, you know why you keep doing that? That's a nice fish, guys. Bam. Can y'all see that? Good gosh. That's a pig. Look how thick he is. Thank you, buddy. That fish there is right at 14 inches. Thick, too. All right, guys, that's on meal time. Now, be honest with you. Let me get back here. I'm on Kerr Lake today. I got thinking about this riding up here. I sent some mealtime out today. Mealtime color. And I thought, you know what? I said this last time I was up here. Y'all watching a video today. Today you're watching a video of me being here on Kerr Lake. All right? That's what you're watching. And I thought, I'll ride up here again today. Today's Wednesday. I'm going to ride up here again today. Let's see if I make a couple more videos. I'm seeing more fish here than I am on Gaston. And the fish here are a little bit easier to catch right now. The water is really clear. I noticed at the boat ramp, when I walked out the boat ramp, looked in the water, I could see way down there. And I could see minnows running around, some small sunfish. So when I was riding up here, I was thinking about the mealtime I sent out today. I said, I need to make a video on what colors to use with the clear water on this lake. What colors work good here, okay? So we started off with mealtime. Now, let's see if we can catch another one on it, and we'll do 2 on each bait, and we'll do about at least 4 colors, okay? Bam. I tell you guys, in this clear water, they're not easy to catch today. I had to leave the other brush pile I caught the first one on. I threw back a couple times, and man, you think it was a stick of dynamite. They'd just move out of the way of it. They wouldn't even follow it or nothing. And that's the way, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Stop flopping, I'll get you. That, oh, don't you just love it? Every time you touch him a little bit, he wants to flop. He's still a decent fish. They look like they was pretty nice fish on that brush pile by the marks. It wasn't many there, maybe 20. This brush pile here has about 30 on. I'll try to show it to you. But anyway, I did switch colors over there too, and I just had that same color. And I was throwing mealtime over there. This is live bait. All right, this is live bait. No, I'm sorry, I'm lying to you. This is yeah, it is live bait. Make sure I had the right color. I had to look at it for a minute. That's a nice fish. He's probably 11 inches. He could just lay there. I can see him. Can y'all see him in the water there? That's how clear it is. Live bait is Virginia shad top, okay? And it's a real light pearl belly. It just has enough pearl in it. It's mainly clear with silver flake, and has just a little color of pearl in it. All right? So that's why I call it live bait. Everybody that's seen it after I made it, everybody was looking at it going like, Dennis, that looks like a live shad. I go, yeah. That's why I'm going to call it live bait, because it looks like live bait. Let me see if I can find it. And guys, I'm just running around finding brush piles. On this lake, they're everywhere. You can look. And I use my live scope. Sam made it, Wildlife Adventure. Sam made a video using his side imaging. I don't have side imaging on this depth finder. I have one on a 5 on the dash. And I'm going to tell you what, on a 5, it's so small. The bigger your depth finder, the easier it is to find stuff, guys, with anything. Live scope, because it makes everything bigger. It's like a TV. I done moved away from the brush pile. It's a little bit of breeze going. Let me get back on this brush pile and I'll show it to you. All right, guys. There's the brush pile. I got another one out of it coming right here on the live bait. He thumped it. Now, some of these bites, I listened to this for about 15 minutes of Crappy Connection last night. Guys, I was doing something else. I don't have time to watch all of it. I'm editing. I'm doing other stuff sometimes. I've been working on... I got a project I'm working on. Yeah, it's kind of like when I was working on this boat, I kept it quiet for a while, didn't I? I got another project I'm working on, and I'm going to show y'all later on, okay? And I didn't film it. I didn't film myself doing all of it because I didn't know what I was doing, and I worked my way through it. So, but you'll see the finished product, and I'll tell you about it. All right, that's on live bait. That's a nice fish. That's a white crappie too. Nothing wrong with that one. All right. He went to the right. He's confused. He'll make a circle and go back, won't he? All right, that's 2 on live bait. Let me throw that mealtime at this group. There's not many fish there on that. Y'all probably can see it from here. It looks like a standing up tree, and they're right there in the middle. And looks like it's a smaller brush on the bottom. I don't think I've ever fished this one. I just came across and came on this point, and I started over there. And I'm just running for my live scope, guys. I got remote control in my pocket, okay? Oops, that's what y'all hear rattling. I'm sorry. And what I'm doing is taking my remote control, and I got the speed on about 6 or 7, and I'm just running. And I put my live scope out about 70, 80 feet. Yeah, and I just run along looking. Now, what I was going to say was, if y'all watch Crappie Connection, they talk about stuff like that. That's how they use it. They say the same thing. They put it on 80, 100 feet. Once they see a fish or something, they slow down. And they have trolling motors. One of them has trolling motors on the back of his boat. And I understand that. I got too close to that last school of crappie. The wind pushed me a little bit too close. Next thing you know, I was 20 foot from them. And after that, I couldn't get them to bite me. This water is so clear. I'm 45 foot from them now. This water is so clear. If you get close to them, look, if I can see the fish at 5 feet, he can see me a long ways, right? Big as I am up here, this big old blue boat, he can see me a long ways. I'm trying to stay 35, 45 feet from him and cast to him. I'm using a 1/32 ounce. It takes a little bit. I got to take my time. But when the bait falls and comes slowly close to him, and I reel it up to him and let it hang there a little bit for 1/32, I can do that. I can move it slowly through him. It gives him a chance to really check it out. So that's why I'm using 1/32. I won't go to a 1/16 unless the wind keeps picking up. And I might rig one just for a deeper brush pile, or if I want to bring a swim bait or something across it, okay? That would be great too. All right, I'm going to switch colors. And what I was going to mention about Crappie Connection for a while, y'all, so you mentioned, yeah, I mentioned it to them at the bite. They said the same thing about the bite. The bite, some crappie have been just nailing it, but a lot of the bites right now are soft. That's what I'm seeing on these fish right here. Now, that one thumped it. I felt him hit it. The first couple, I'm just reeling along. I see my line tighten up, okay? Because my bait's amongst the fish. I can't see my bait. I see my line tighten up, and I set the hook and I got him, okay? They've been like that the last couple of weeks. They're not nailing it hard, not all of them. Once in a while, one of them will hit it really, really hard, okay? All right, guys, I see something about the wind getting up. They said the wind was going to blow up to 5 miles an hour today. And if you look on Weather Underground, it'll tell you what time it's going to start. And it said about 10 to 11 o'clock. And so I was expecting the wind to get up a little bit. That's why I said something about a 1/16, and I might have to go to one. It's hard. I'm casting into the wind. You want to get downwind from a brush pile so you can cast up above it and come back into it. It's the best thing to do. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that. I think I've done a video on how to fish boat docks and brush piles before, but hey, bait fell out of his mouth. This was Slayer. Yeah, it's the Slayer color. Slayer color is a neon blue. And it's the same brush pile, guys. And I switched colors and I caught a fish. This is neon blue with a real light pearl belly, okay? All right, it's got blue and silver flake in it. It's called Slayer. That's a nice fish. All right. Yeah, get downwind from your brush pile and throw up to it. Now, I'm casting as hard as I can cast, and I'm 35 to 40 feet from the brush pile, and I'm barely making it there. And I'm spraying my line with Real Magic. That helps me a little bit. It gives you a little bit more distance if y'all never used it on cast. You can get another 10 feet. All right, guys, I'm still moving around. They're not easy to catch, I'm telling you. All right. Not at all. This is still the Slayer color. I'm going to switch colors off to this one. See, it's a good clear water color. Get down where y'all can see. It's got that really light blue back. It's not as dark as Blue Moon or some of those. You can see through the blue. And the belly is a real light pearl. So it's called Slayer. Alright. So we've used Mealtime, we've used live bait, and we've used Slayer, right? Alright. Let's do one more. And there's a lot of colors I can pick from. I don't know what I'm going to pick, but I'm going to get my box out here and dig through it. And to see if we can come up with another one. That's a nice, good, neutral, light color, you know. I don't think that when the fishing's this tough, I could be wrong, is a time to pull out chartreuse, you know, something really dark. Sometimes you can get by with that. Don't be afraid to try that on your lake. And I think the biggest thing we don't think about sometimes is every lake's a little different. I hear people bragging about certain colors, and like I said, I'll mention Crappie Connects. I know all y'all watching. I see you on there, see your comments, see your name sometime when you leave a comment. And they show some, I mean, off the wall colors. But I think they're fishing some pretty dirty water, from what I understand. The lake that they're fishing, from a few people I know have fished it, it's not real clear water. It might be visibility 2.5 foot or less. I'm saying right now we're probably at 5 foot here easily. Bam. Wow. All right, give you a chance. And that water's 64 degrees, guys. You gotta love when the water cools off. He thinks he's just a monster, and he's not that big. All right, buddy, you're not that big. Y'all notice how the water lays on top of this foam? Yeah, it doesn't. It's waterproof. It just lays right on top of it. He threw it out of his mouth. Maybe it's a good thing I net him. He could have jumped at the boat and done that. That'd have been it. All right, guys, this is creamy. All right, creamy. That's a nice fish too. He's 10 inches. Creamy is a light brown back. It's almost a pumpkin seed, and I got a silver tail on that one. Guys, a lot of times I play with the baits a little bit. In fact, somebody sent me an email last night, and they said, had a couple pictures. Look at these baits right here. You sent me. They're not on your site. And he's right. One of them was not on the site, I think. If I'm right, it might be 2 of them. I don't know. But I think one of them was. I think it was one. I don't know. But I said, yeah, they are. And I told him what colors they were, and he ordered them. Sometimes I will stick something in your bag that I don't sell, because I make up some baits I get just playing with them. And that's what I want you to do. He said he's caught fish on them. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to hear. And like I told him, if enough people call back or email me back and say, hey, you sent me this color right here, man, I like it, I'll put the color on the site. But I've got 60. I told y'all it was over 40. I sit down the other night and count them. I said, I got to count the colors, because I don't know. 63 colors. That's 63 color. That means that some of them are combos. Some of them might be flash with a blue tail. I mean, wild. Willie's wild. Willie is wild with a purple tail, okay? Then I got wild by itself. That's what I'm saying. So that's 2 different colors, because wild with the purple tail, that's another setup. So it's 63 like that. And that's why I get out here sometimes when I'm fishing, and I go, let me think what color that is. Then I'll go on that live bait, then I think I said, is that live bait? Because I got so many colors. And a lot of times, when I'm shooting, I go on, I wonder what that bait would be like with a red tail. So when I shoot some, I'll put 1 or 2 in there and shoot it to see how it does. And if I do 5 or 10, I'll send a couple out here and then let y'all tell me how you do. So he done good on the bait with the red tail, all right? And that doesn't surprise me. I've done good on bait red tail. But here's the catcher. Can I sell them? Bam. All right, guys. Now switch colors. Okay, I think it's the last one I'm gonna add, guys. I need to make a pour to catch. I'm gonna send the bait I'm gonna try it with. The fishing is not easy. I'm telling you. Oops, the bait come out of his mouth. I might need to sharpen that hook. That's a sign I need to sharpen it. And look, when you stick it in the back of your thumbnail, see how it's sliding across and it's not trying to dig in? That's a sign I need to sharpen it. Now I usually check every one of them. I didn't. That's a white crappie. He's a fat little rascal from the bigger it is. He's about 10 inches probably. All right, this color is called Glitz, guys. Yep, it's called Glitz. All right, and it's got a purple back. It's got purple and blue silver flake in it. And got a little, you can see the purple flake in it. I don't know if I'm holding it too close or not. Okay, yeah, you see that purple back? And the back is the purple part is not a coloring. It is a highlight. So it's a skin color. So the skin color on the top is purplish, okay? It's actually called violet, all right? And the bell is just a pearl, all right? Now, guys, I said this on my site. If you go on my site, it says colors can vary. I say that because I know the last batch of them I made, the highlight has a little bit more highlight in them. I measure it with a little tiny spoon. Y'all see that, a smidgen and so forth. But when you're making a cup or 2 cups at a time, it doesn't take much. Right now I'm doing a cup of each one of them. I can make, 10, 12 bags. That's what I do. 2 cups, and I make 2 cups, and I just restock and keep going. I just restocked banana pepper. I just restocked it for the second time in a month or 6 weeks, and they can vary a little bit. I got a recipe wrote down. I've stayed close as I can to it. Count my drops and all that. I seen somebody on another site the other day said you could measure it. Yeah, you could measure the weight of your drops. If you're not putting but 2 drops in it, it's not worth measuring. Yeah, that wouldn't be anything with it. You'd have to have a really fine scale. But the spoon and counting the drops is the best way, and probably all the way around the fastest way. And even the amount of glitter you put in can change them. All right, so keep that in mind. If you buy a bag and you go back buy another bag and you hold them side by side and you go like, this one's a little touch darker or it's a little touch lighter. It very can be, but I'm gonna tell you what, the crappie won't pay attention to it. It's not gonna be enough, because I do that too. I compare them in the shop. When I shoot the first batch, I keep one hanging on the wall, almost every color I make, and I hold them side by side and eyeball them. Okay, and best I can. Sometimes I walk out in the daylight and do it, natural light, and eyeball them. And I can see a little difference sometimes, but that's what I do. If it's a lot of difference, I think it's too much, I weaken the color. I'll take that cup and add more plastisol to it and weaken it. Maybe I'll add 2 ounces more liquid to it and reheat it and weaken it. So I try to get it as close as I can to the other one. Okay. All right, guys. And some of the colors have changed. Let me add one more thing. Some of the colors have changed because I switched brands of colorant. I was using one company. I don't want to dirty them. I was using one company, and they started caking up bad on me. The chartreuse I changed. That's one of them, for example. And I'd go to get it out of the can. I had to get a metal stick, a metal rod, and I'd have to stir it up. Then I had lumps in it. Then when I shot the baits, I had little pieces of yellow lumps in the color. I said, no, I had to switch. So I switched. A lot of my colors I'm switching over to dead on. So colors are varying a little bit there too, from batch to batch. If you got an old batch of them, because I did switch brand of coloring on some of them, and it is a lot better coloring. It's holding up better, it mixes better, and it's not getting lumpy on me. They put a steel ball in the thing so you shake it up. All right, guys, Fishing Lake Country Dennis. Just thought I'd share it with you real fast. Up here in Kerr Lake today, I haven't seen but one boat come through, and it was a ski boat, and they was just pleasure riding. I did see a bass boat come through earlier when I was way around the point down there. So it's nice and quiet up here on a Wednesday. That's why I came on a Wednesday. Back to work tomorrow. Yep, got a boathouse to start tomorrow. Just finished the boathouse, and yesterday, hey, I was on the lakefront yesterday on Gaston, working on these fancy posts on the porch. They got this little fancy trim around the bottom. They had rotted off on some of them, and I had to make that trim, custom make it to match. God, that was fun. And once I got the trim made, it didn't take me long to cut them, put them on there, and get it painted. But making that trim took me a few minutes. All right, guys, appreciate y'all. See y'all next time, Fishing Lake Country.